and go. Okay. Good evening, class. Thank you all so much for coming to class today. Today we're going to learn about ICD coding and CPT coding. So we're going to learn the distinctions between the books. I know to me on the camera looking at myself while I'm lecturing to you, it looks like it's backwards, but when I finish uploading, it's going to appear correct. Okay, so the first thing that we want to talk about is the ICD-10 book. Bless you. Oh, bless you. The ICD-10 book. So if everybody can see this book, the ICD-10 book, this book has been implemented since 2014. Okay? And before this, we had what we call the ICD-9 book, CM book. Okay? The basic ICD-9, at that time, ICD-9 CM had 3 volumes. Okay, so I have to start where history began and bring you up to date so that you can understand how it all began. Say hi, Tasha. I gotta stand behind Tasha. Okay, so let's go back in history. We know that the ICD-9 CM is a book used for diagnosis coding. Okay, and with the diagnosis coding, you have volume 1, you have volume 2, and you also had volume 3. Okay, now I know it's going to look and appear a little bit backwards, and if you need to focus your lenses in a little closer to see what I've written on the board, please do so. I am not an aficionado of videography, so I do deeply apologize. Okay, so volume 1. Let's go in the fashion that is normally found in the book. Volume 2 is your alphabetic index. Your alphabetic index. Okay? Volume 1 is your tabular, index. Okay? And volume 3 is your procedure code index, but it's mostly used for acute care, which means inpatient, hospital coding. Okay? Now this is going back in time. So I'm going back in time, and there's some relevancy to that for me to go back in time and to bring you up current on why we have to talk about ICD-9 and how relevant it is in today's standards. Okay? Now, the ICD-9 CM book was founded by the WHO Foundation. And the WHO Foundation is the World Health Organization. Okay? This is this lovely organization that comprised of books such as the ICD-9, the ICD-10, and they keep a catalog of all the latest diseases that are found throughout the globe. Okay? They have to keep up with this for CDC reasons. They have to keep up with this for billing reasons, so that we could keep a statistical analysis on what diseases have been discovered or what diseases have occurred. This is why the ICD-9 CM was found at that time and magnified as a catalog of diseases. Okay? Now, to go how we usually fashion ourselves to look in the book, we usually go through volume 2 first. Okay? We go to volume 2 first. We have to find our diagnoses based on, yes, thank you, based on condition. Okay, based on condition. Now, let me give an example of condition. Condition could be bronchitis. Sorry, had a small interruption there. Okay. Oh no. Okay, we're still recording. Okay, so bronchitis. Bronchitis is an example of a diagnosis. So we're going to write up here bronchitis. Okay, and we know that the suffix from bronchitis means what? Inflammation. Okay, inflammation. So we know we're going to find bronchitis, inflammation. How do we? MMA. MMA. Thank you. Inflammation. Thank you. We know that inflammation is the condition of the diagnosis or the condition of the illness, okay, or disease, if you will, okay. So we're going to look under inflammation first. Once we go under inflammation, then everything is listed categorically, alphabetically, according to the disease. So I want everyone to pull out your ICD-10 book. However, I am talking about the ICD-9, but we're going to talk about the relevancy between the two and why you still may need that last ICD-9 back 2014, 2013, and why is it still relevant. Okay, so everyone, let's go to the alphabetic index of your book. And we're going to go through this book little by little. I have new people in the class who needs to understand verbatim how the ICD-10 works from front to end. So I'm going to do a separate video on that so you can understand the purpose of all these beautiful pages. So this is where I want you to look, okay? So I'm going to walk over and help a student. Okay, so the alphabetic index is right here, this page right here. Okay, this page right here. Okay, my other experienced students should pretty much know where that is, right? Okay, fantastic. All right. So now, let me ask my student over here. We're going to go to the condition. And what is the condition of bronchitis? What is the known condition of it? It's known to be an inflammation. So we're going to go under the word inflammation. Inflammation. So you out there that's watching the video, you may not necessarily be in my class, but I definitely want you to look at the condition inflammation. And so we're going to find that. Okay? Okay, fantastic. Now, under inflammation, you're going to look up bronchitis. Oh, bronchial.
Bronchitis, C bronchitis.
Okay. So, okay, so C bronchitis. Okay. So let's go to the term bronchitis. Okay. Now, the thing of it is with the ICD-9 and the ICD-10 book is that it's going to always lead you where to go to the next thing. Okay? It'll never lead you wrong. It is your guide. It helps you find what you need. The ICD-9, ICD-10, it tells you categorically what codes should be sequenced first, what codes should be sequenced second. Do you need an extra accent code to code on top of that for higher specificity or better specificity? And then we're going to talk about the difference between the ICD-9 and the ICD-10. Okay? Okay, fantastic. So let's look at this. Okay. All right. So we have here bronchitis. So it says diffuse, fibrinous, hypostatic, ineffective, membranous. Okay. Now it also has the word with. Now, anytime that you find your disease and it leads you from one condition to another, and now we found it. Instead of finding it under inflammation, which was a thoughtful condition to find it under, it led us to find it under the word bronchitis. So now, since we have found it as bronchitis, it gives you some other words in parentheses, right? All right, so let's write that on the board, and then we can explain what that means. So I'll take just about 2 or 3 of them. So what is the first word?
Diffuse.
Diffuse. What else? Okay, spell it out.
F-I-B-R-I-N.
Fibrinous.
There you go.
Okay, and what's the next one?
Okay, H-Y-P-O.
H-Y-P-O.
S-T-A-T-I-C.
S-T-A-T-I-C. Hypostatic?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so anytime that you see words in parentheses next to that main disease, it all means the same thing. It's all congruent with that word. So it is okay to write that word down. And then the next thing you want to do is verify it. Okay? Now, it is bronchitis. Come on in, have a seat.
There you go.
It is. Okay. We have to end it. Pick you up on the next video.